And the button.
They're alive.
Oh no.
We have a special guest, Steve,
Who's
aka Mac84.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me again, James and John.
Steve with an awesome background going on behind you.
Thank you. And I'll move my head so you can look at the important stuff.
Yeah, that is a lot going on there. And you've inspired me now because of your colored light there.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on a ton of lights, like strips of lights that I just haven't
the
done
same with me.
with.
I just never did anything with.
And what I need to do is cut the overhead lights, just use my spotlights, and then put colored lighting back there, so it's kind of dark but just kind of glowing. So
Yeah.
That and what I did was they were little strip lights under here set at a minimum brightness, so you can't even really tell they're there, but they add so much to it. And in fact, I'll show you the trick here. And this is behind the scenes look just for your viewers here. But if I finagle my little app here and turn everything off, you'll see it looks so drab behind it. But once the lights turn back on,
really, really great. Good ambiance.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, nice. It's inspired by the both of you and showing off your goodies. So I have all the stuff that I need to put somewhere. So there you go.
And you're wearing your
my Love Notes to Newton shirt. Yeah,
great.
I love this.
Yeah,
love this shirt.
I didn't get one of those. Boy, that's
I got the eMate 3000 one.
Nice.
And what's on? Let me see it again. It's got the Newton, and then
it's got the Newton, and then you have the like the little card.
The memory card,
the placeholder card, and then you have a dial-up modem type card, like a PC card.
What is that? Just like an acorn on the screen?
It's an apple, I guess.
Apple.
Oh,
yeah.
I guess
a peach. Some type of fruit.
I don't know. What could it be? Great.
And it has the hashtag Keep the Green on it, so that's pretty cool.
All right, let's go ahead and record. So if you guys are ready, we're gonna go. Actually. Let's go.
I see. I'm sorry. Scarlet Swordfish was just noticing that I am. I am Dr. Forrester.
No, that's John's normal attire.
Yes. Yeah. I have to go incognito most of the time, but I'm going to Dragon Con next week, so this is what I'm wearing.
Is bad. All right.
We need to adjust the meds.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John and Steve. This is episode 584 for August 29th, 2021. Good morning, John and Steve.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Steve pestered us enough that we had to relent because we didn't want him to think that we didn't want him on the show.
My check cleared. Is that it?
We do accept Bitcoin, so
Yes.
And he's sporting his fancy new background, which you would only see if you were watching us on YouTube.
And you should also subscribe on YouTube because this is the best way, I feel, to see the RetroMacCast. So there you go. The only way to see it, actually.
Yeah. It's the best way to experience the show because we show things, which you're not going to get on the audio. I mean, audio is great too, but
you get a lot of behind-the-scenes goodies you can't get anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So so that's a fantastic background.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so this was inspired by just seeing you guys and seeing your collections in the background and other people I've watched and showing off cool things in the background. And I'm always like, you see a pile of boxes behind me. I'm like, that doesn't look cool. I have the shelves, I have some lights. Let me actually take everything out of the box and put it back there. And I think
the old background was cool too because it actually showed that you did stuff.
Oh, don't worry. When I do the live streams, it's not going to be in front of here. I can't drag the microscope over here. So the pile of crap will live on.
Oh, good. I was worried. All right. Well, we'll catch up with you later. I think we'll use part of the news segment to see what you're up to.
Excellent.
Because I know you're up to a lot. And John is in costume. This is in preparation for next week, right? You'll be out.
Yes.
For Dragon Con. Your costume is what again?
I am Dr. Forrester from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Now you've this is reuse, right? You've used that costume before, haven't you? It looks familiar.
Actually only once before, and it was at there was a live Mystery Science Theater event at the college with Joel Hodgson, and they did a live MST. And
no kidding, here in
cool.
town.
Here, right?
When was that?
Yep.
I might have gone to that.
It was 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so I wore this for that. My wife
You
had
you didn't
the
get a
jumpsuit
photo
on.
op with Joel or anything?
No, we could have. We could have. There was like extra ticket prices, but I was hoping to see them at Dragon Con again. They go to Dragon Con fairly often.
Yes. You have to pay the
extra
$500 premium super VIP.
It was actually several $100s if you wanted to do the behind the stage pre meetup. But anyway, yes. So next week, Dragon Con. Looking forward to it.
It's exciting.
And did we hear? I think Steve. I think you volunteered to sit in next week. Is that right?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if I can wake up at this time, and we'll do what I can.
All right. Well, hopefully you can figure that out like in advance of the.
Yes. Well, let me check my very booked schedule.
So I'm not sitting here next week thinking, "Gosh, I hope he's going to get up." Otherwise, I would have gone through all this trouble.
I'll just send you audio bites, and you'll just fill it in.
we did that once. We did that once 1 year. Yes. It was just me recording to me going, "That's really interesting. I did not know that." Do you remember that, James? And
I remember we talked about doing that.
Oh, we did it
as a joke. We actually did.
I love it.
I'm sure Derek knows exactly what episode we did.
Oh, I need to listen to that one.
It must have been just for a segment or something like that.
It was, yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's great.
Episode 49-ish, he says. So.
Oh. we were really pushing the boundaries on the early episodes.
We joined John on location. That's right.
I could just start making up stuff that he would answer to. That'd be fun.
Yes, yeah.
What do you say? You're donating all of your apples to me? Yes.
That sounds like a terrific idea. All right. Well, let's see. We're going to talk about applied engineering later on. And we'll have some eBay finds. We got a little news. We'll catch up with Steve. I think that'll be enough for an episode. What do you think, guys?
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
All right. We'll be right back with eBay finds. Okay. Let's switch gears. And I'm going to start recording whenever you guys are ready.
Awesome.
I am ready.
Let's do it. Well, let me for grins. Let me just check some levels here.
Should we say anything?
Anything.
Okay.
Anything.
All right,
he's playing back. Oh, I see. They're past us.
What's that? Did you hear that?
No. But I figured out what you were doing, and I said, it's the past us he's listening to.
Yes. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now let's look at eBay finds. The eBay finds from last week, the Apple III personal computer, 100 things it can do. This one is still available. I did place a bid. So looks like I'm still the high bidder at $19.99. This is a cool little ad. And
I've never seen
this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I get this, it will be scanned.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And it will be hung on my wall.
And I will print a poster of it
my
for
Apple
you.
III. Aha. There we go. Okay. Well, everybody keep your fingers crossed. This has 2 days to go. And what did we have? The Apple IIci cleaned, recapped, and working. This one has sold after 9 bids. What's your guesses, Steve, John?
Is it recapped or just cleaned?
Recapped.
I would say upwards of $300. That would be my guess.
Okay, John. Higher?
Yeah, I was thinking about 300 or 400. I was thinking about 400, but
all right, 309. Good job. 309.
There you go.
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
That'd be a fun game show. Did you make contact with the seller? The seller lives in your town.
Yes, actually I did. They are Facebook. So eventually I'm going to hopefully try to just kind of meet up with them, or at least chat with them on Facebook.
Oh,
so yep,
cool.
Yeah, I was very surprised because of course you have to talk through eBay, and they don't like people actually talking outside of eBay. So I was very, very surprised their filters didn't catch us talking about that. So
wait, John violating terms of service? No, that can't be.
No user serviceable parts inside. I scoff.
And we also had a recapped, and now it's the recap power supply.
Oh boy, that's beautiful.
And it's an Apple Macintosh 2 SI, and it comes with a blue SCSI and the original boxes and documentation software. This one's still available for the buy it now of 250 Canadian, which is about $200 US, or you can make an offer.
I've never seen that keyboard box before for the keyboard too. That's very cool.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting that that's what it came with, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the time you could purchase different keyboards. Is that correct? They sold the keyboard. I know for the Macintosh 2 series, the early ones, you had to buy the keyboard separately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it didn't come in the box, but
the user chose the slightly cheaper keyboard,
the smaller one instead of the extended. Yeah.
If it wasn't for the shipping, I'd be all over this.
All right, we're gonna start with this one. This is a poster. The title is Rare Apple Computer Poster for Apple Fest 1983. And I have never seen this poster before.
Yeah.
It says it's designed by the late artist Jay Collins. Jay lived in Santa Cruz, California, and created many iconic posters for the area in the early 80s. Few posters from this event to survive. Most came back from Apple Fest rolled up and stuffed in carry-on luggage and then pinned up in dorm rooms or cubicle walls, only to be discarded years later. This one was immediately framed in a silver aluminum frame at the old Montana West Office Supply bookstore in Cedar City, Utah. Has been kept under glass and have direct sunlight for the past 38 years. It would make a great addition to any museum or personal collection. Poster and frame measure approximately 19 inches by 25 inches. And so Apple Fest, it's not something we've talked much about, the Apple Fest events.
Those are the ones started by Woz, right?
Well, you're thinking about Woz. There was the other event that he put on.
Okay, the music. Yeah, he had
fest.
the music event.
No,
sure.
No,
okay.
This is actually for Apple.
Okay.
And we'll have to look up the history and maybe talk about it later. But this poster is just, I think it's glorious.
Yes,
got Mater
absolutely. Right
in there. It's got the date prominently across the top, and then you've got this sort of, what'd you say? It's like a champagne bottle being uncorked with a 6-color stream of champagne coming out of it.
That's just so it's so 80s.
My gosh!
Right,
look
right.
of it. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
And what are those? Are those just circles or balloons, or what am I looking at the top there?
It's hard to tell because you've got the one that's kind of an odd, shape, circle shape with a down to a point, kind of looks like a balloon, but the others look completely round.
I would say balloons, and one of them is a 6-color one, and you got a little champagne glass.
Right. Yeah.
Of course, the logo on the bottle itself, beautiful.
Champagne glass, yeah.
Everything, yeah. I just love it. I don't love it for the buy it now of $2,900.
Oh, little too rich
offer,
but free shipping. Come on, free shipping.
It better be for a frame photo, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this is a cool thing to have stored all this time. You can see
absolutely
it's a beautiful
notifications there. The copyright Jay Collins for Quiet Designs Incorporated, and then even it's got the original sticker from where it was framed.
Oh, that's cool.
At the back there. There's a make an offer. So, maybe you can get it for less than that, but I've never seen one before. So they're probably right when they say not many of these survived.
Yeah.
So beautiful poster. All right. Well, we'll see if it sticks around next.
All right. Well, next up, we are on our recapping kick, and this week we've got a Apple Macintosh Color Classic recapped. 80 meg hard drive, 10 meg of RAM, Ethernet card, nice. So yeah, this has been professionally recapped. All original electrolytic capacitors have been replaced, and it's been booted and tested. Vintage use as is. See the photos to understand the item condition. It looks very nice. It looks in great shape. Recap now, I want to know whether this was, and I can't see where it says, if it was the analog board and the logic board.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Because the analog board is a beast. I've got the kit to recap mine, and it just is a lot of stuff to replace in that thing.
I'm the same exact way, John. I had recapped 2 of my Color Classic logic boards, but the analog boards are the things that are holding it up from actually working now. So
yeah. So that would certainly be something I would find out. Now, even if it's just the one recap, though, their buy it now price is pretty reasonable for what we've seen Color Classics go. Color Classics are weird. They fluctuate greatly. Sometimes you'll see 3 or 4 on there for $100, $200. Sometimes you'll see them for a lot more. This is definitely on the kind of mid to higher end at buy it now price of $549. With a $100 shipping, which is actually good to see, because that means they're hopefully going to get this double boxed.
I hope so.
They send it off. So
I was kind of surprised on this one, because I seem to recall that Color Classics in good working condition are hovering closer to the $1,000 mark.
Well, I think that's
on the high end. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If people put a LC board in there and it's a bit souped up, I think that is.
Certainly.
Is more the price that people are asking for them.
Or a Mystic, sure, yeah,
exactly. And I've seen Color Classics sell between $200 to $300, not recapped, their memory and stuff like that. So, I mean, considering a recap of an analog board could easily set you back $100. And if this has the logic board, and if this has the analog board done as well, I don't think that's a terribly bad price, knowing that this thing is going to last for a long time.
Right. But it would be very interesting to find out if it is. I'm guessing it's just the logic board, not the analog board.
I will do my due service of contacting the seller to let you know for the next program you show.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Moving along. I learned something today. I was looking at this picture.
Oh.
Title says Apple Monitor 3. And in the picture, there's an Apple Monitor 3 and an Apple III disk drive,
which is that's the really interesting part.
What's that?
I said that's a really interesting part of this auction is that external Apple III.
Yeah,
well, that's interesting. It is why these two together, and how the headline is strictly the Monitor 3, but there's the more interesting is the disk drive. No, but that's not what struck me. That struck me is looking at that monitor, and not that it's a little dirty, but the color of the faceplate. And it struck me as odd because I owned an Apple Monitor 3 with my Apple IIe when I was a kid. So and I've got one sitting over there, and mine is much darker. Is that, do you guys know what I'm talking about yet? And this is what I don't know. So I started looking at it. It's like, why is it so much lighter than the one I have? And as I was trying to find that out, I found out that there are 2 versions of this. And maybe the faceplates correspond to the versions. I haven't figured that out yet, but I did figure out the 2 versions. One is green screen and one is white.
Oh, interesting. I've only ever seen the green screen version.
Yeah.
There is a green Phosphor, which is the A3M0039. There is the white Phosphor, which is A3M006.
Interesting.
And so I don't have a picture here of the darker one. There's a lighter one there on the Wikipedia screen. But yeah. So I don't know if the darker one is green, which is what I'm used to seeing, or the lighter one, or vice versa. But anyway, so I did learn that today. I'd never seen a white Phosphor Apple III.
Yeah, I knew that they had different revisions, but I was not aware that the phosphor changed between them. So that's really cool.
Well, but this is a green phosphor one.
Is it?
Oh, it tells
Yeah,
you?
because they show it on.
They show it on. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I wouldn't be
maybe-
surprised if it was just the front color, front plate getting
You think
bleached
so?
a little bit, or maybe
Or
they
just
just
the
switched
camera.
colors.
so uniform
you know?
and so nice. It looks like that's the way it was supposed to be.
Or maybe what John's saying, just the camera, the ISO settings, or whatever. I don't
All
know.
right. Well, we'll have to look into that.
Somebody
I'm
who's much
convinced.
smarter than us will have to tell us.
All right. Boy, look at the pictures of this. There's why did somebody do that? There's so much tape inside of this thing. It looks in pretty good shape otherwise, and I think
It was
Yeah,
hung
and
from
it-
that
and
off.
It looks like that tape would clean off pretty readily. It's
Yeah.
just kind of caked on
just
masking tape.
residue. Yeah, masking tape, right? And then the
Go
Apple
to the
III,
back. I think I saw multiple languages on the sticker there.
Did I pass by
In
that picture?
Japan.
This one?
Yeah, July,
computer.
Juliet,
Huh.
Fabric.
Canada?
Yeah.
They may have just had different languages on the same sticker. Oh yeah, the July Juliet.
Yeah, I'll have to check
1983.
mine. See if
Maybe this is a foreign
Also,
model.
Fabrique.
It could have been. Yeah, I don't know.
that's why the color's different.
Could be.
Who knows?
Yeah, and then there's turned on, and you can certainly see it's green phosphor.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the colors of the Apple logo, it's maybe that's the cue to see like how
Oh, good
bright
point. Yeah,
or dark their camera was.
it looks pretty normal there.
Yeah.
Looking at the
yeah, I'll dig up a picture.
Yeah, now I have to
Show
go
you-
look
show
at my
you what
Apple III
the-
monitors.
Yeah, because
and
mine's
see what they
a
look
lot
like.
darker than that, and it's
Please.
just, and it's almost like it's platinum color too. The case as well. It's not the the more yellow original Apple II color.
I think we could just all agree that this poor monitor has seen some things.
Yeah. Well, so this one now, as I mentioned, it also comes with this Apple III floppy, untested.
The price of admission alone.
I'm actually tempted just because of that external. I do not have an external floppy for my Apple III.
All right, so nobody bid on this. This is John's.
Well, it's already being bid upon.
Yes,
there are 5
I'm
bids.
sure.
It's only up to $30.86. It ships from San Francisco, California. Reasonable shipping price. Time left 2 days. Ends on Tuesday. So
And 20 people are watching it, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
all right, we'll find out next week.
So yeah, I just went and took a look at the Apple III monitor I have in here, and it is definitely a darker bezel.
Yeah. So you see what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I'm going to go look at the label on the back, see if it's
Oh,
two
yes.
languages.
This
he
is what I'm
goes.
here for. I need to find this out now.
All right, I'm gonna get mine. I'm
Yes.
gonna get mine too. It's just right there. Just right.
I'll keep everyone entertained. I don't know where mine is now to think of it. Well, I'm staring at it. It's all the way on the other side, but I can't go and grab it.
Just one language on mine.
Oh, okay. So just one on John's.
Show and tell. But yeah, so much darker.
I feel left out.
Oh, you didn't grab yours, Steve?
Mine's
Okay,
all the way
well-
over there.
Oh, okay. All right. Look at the dark. Let me see yours, John.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same. So now I want to go back to the pictures on this to see if the back plastic matches the bezel, if it's also lighter. No, it is.
Well, I don't even.
It looks dark. And mine's just in English.
Yeah, my labels have been peeled off
Oh no.
for some reason. They fell off, I think, at some point. So yeah, I didn't realize I didn't have labels on it. So there you go. Anyway, and I'm so surprised that despite the labels coming off, this thing is freaking brand spanking new. I mean,
That thing
is
looks
pristine.
gorgeous. Yeah, especially sometimes that the little screen, that kind of textured screen on the front would get a little funky.
Yeah, no, this looks like it's rubber feet, everything.
Yeah.
It's I'd forgotten how beautiful this thing is. All right.
Let's
We lost
see.
Steve. He's going to go get his monitor, I guess.
Oh, so Jeremy Travis in the comments says it was
Everybody hold up
common
their
with.
monitors. Everybody
It
hold
was
up their
Jeremy
monitors.
says it was common with Japanese manufacturers to label things with French in the descriptions to satisfy EU markets and regulations. It was common in hi-fi as well.
John, hold yours up.
Mine has it too.
In
So
both
you
languages.
got the dark one.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right. All right. There we go. Everybody's got theirs. Look at that.
This is the YouTube thumbnail now.
Okay.
So who has the oldest one? Mine is January 83.
Oh my!
What does yours say, James? What year?
Well, you missed it. My labels have fallen off. I don't know.
Mine's
no.
November '82, so it's just a
Oh.
few months older than yours.
Mine's a young one.
Mine has no labels. It could be a prototype. So it's probably older than
Rare. Look,
I have another one on the shelf, but it's too high up for me to grab, so we'll see that after the show. Now, where do I put this?
all right. So Starbuck Tech says that they're holding theirs up as well. Really, they are. And Dave's
I don't
vintage
believe it.
Apple Tech feels left out.
I love it. This is the type of turn I love at the show.
Okay, let's go to the next segment. You guys ready?
Yes.
And 3, 2, 1. I'm trying to remember what. Oh, I think it was a magazine ad we saw maybe in
Yeah.
in Macworld, I think, for applied engineering. That got us thinking about
Yep.
applied engineering again. Applied engineering was a legendary third-party vendor of primarily Apple II expansion boards and other
But-
peripherals.
Also some Mac and Amiga, which I did not realize.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the later stage of the company's history, one of the best resource for finding about all things applied engineering is the Applied Engineering Archive or repository, whatever, at ae.applearchives.com. And we had
Done by Brian Weiser.
Brian Weiser and Bill Martins. We
Bill
had
Martins,
them on
yep.
the show
Yep.
back on episode 161 called Transwarp Factor 9 on May 30th, 2010. I think that was when they unveiled this repository, and I think they've probably been constantly adding to it, but it's a treasure trove of all things applied engineering, historical things, advertisements, catalogs, brochures, lots of great stuff. So most of what I pulled was from there. So you can see there's the website.
Oh, so while you did that, I brought up an issue of Insider Magazine from 1991 so I could look at prices because,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, so.
They weren't as absurd as I had remembered as a young kid looking at the prices, but then again,
Well, yeah, because when you're a kid, yeah.
right, I had no money.
Yeah. Anything
Right.
over $5 is unobtainium.
Yes.
But the company was founded by Dan Pote. I don't know if it's Pote or Pote, P-O-T-E, back in 1979. There's in one of the I think in the history section in the repository, there's an interview with Dan. He was an Apple II hobbyist. He started off with an Apple II before there were even disk drives, right? He was cassette-based Apple II era, and he was just messing around with that, and he started twiddling with hardware solutions. He was working for a larger company at the time, but had the skills that he could start making his own Apple II peripherals. And so the first thing he made was a little serial interface to presumably to connect Apple IIs together to transfer software or whatever you wanted to do. You would load the software to run that via cassette and then establish the serial communication. He sold them at his local Apple users group for $38 a piece.
Wow.
About $30 worth of materials, and he sold 100, I think, in his first batch or whatever, and that sort of set him off. And then he would set up tables at user groups meetings and then made a few other products, and eventually just quit his regular job and started applied engineering.
Nice.
and went on to be, the kind of standard bearer for Apple II peripherals for many, many years, and made all kinds of cool products. And
Oh
so,
yeah, like drool worthy. Yes.
yeah. Now, Steve, were you around in the Apple II days? Does that predate true?
It
Youngster?
does. It does. But I have a 2GS that I acquired from a thrift store, and although it didn't turn on, the goodies inside was a Transwarp GS
Oh,
and a Apple SCSI card. And so I have that machine here, although I pulled out the goodies from this. It's in a different one now. But
Nice.
this had all this writing on the back. I had to pull out the power supply because it was dead. But it had some goodie cards in there. So I do have an applied engineering card, I'm very happy to say.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, yeah. So I think I mentioned last week the only card that I have ever, the only applied engineering thing I ever got to buy was the Sonic Blaster, and that was one of their cheaper products back. It was $95. In today's money, that's about double. So at the time, that was still quite a bit. I was an airman in the Air Force, and $100 wasn't anything to sneeze at. But it added stereo sound to the Apple II GS.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Here's a
and better
picture.
sound.
Here's a picture of some of the Apple II GS cards, some of the ones Steve
Now,
mentioned.
the Vulcan Drive.
Look at that.
That is
Oh my
the one
goodness.
that was unobtainium, because back then, like a 20 meg, even the 20 meg was $500. If you wanted to go really sporty, the 40 meg was $639, but it gave you an internal. It replaced the power supply with a better power supply and a hard drive in your Apple II GS, or even other Apple IIs. It didn't have to be the 2GS only. And just wanted one of those so bad.
This can't be this. Is this a misprint? It says 200 megs here. Is that supposed to be 20.0? There's no way that was 200.
Yeah,
megs
there's
back
no
then, right?
way that was no. They only had a 20 meg and a 40 meg.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a bad typo to make if it says 200 there. But yeah, so there's some of the products they made. Various accelerator. You have memory, and then of course the Apple IIe, kind of similar line of products, including external drives and modems and all kinds of stuff. And but they're they really, these RAM cards was really, they started selling a lot of these early on because the Apple II, the early Apple IIs were so RAM limited that these were awesome, just plug and play replacements for like your extended 80 column card or
Well, the other cool thing about those is you could populate the card with chips as you progress.
Yeah.
So
You could even pull
buy
the
it
chips.
with just right.
You could pull the chips off your own Apple extended 80 column card and stick them on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool that you got that expandability. There's the System Saver was another thing that I really, they had their own, Kensington System Saver, but theirs was even cooler because you could actually put the 3.5-inch drives in it, and it gave you a really nice, clean setup. If you look on eBay for applied engineering stuff, it's some of it is still incredibly pricey because they're very sought after by collectors.
Has anybody reverse engineered any of that stuff recently?
I want to say that. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the name of the company that they're doing their own RAM works.
Oh, okay, neat.
Oh my gosh, I can't think of. I'll find the name. I can't think of it offhand. Reactive Micro. That's it.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I pulled up this this advertisement that they ran for a while. It's a picture of Woz, and it says, "I've purchased several applied engineering products over the years. They're always well made and performed as advertised. I recommend them wholeheartedly." Turns out that he endorsed applied engineering, but received no fee.
Well, that's a
He just
stunning
really liked
endorsement.
it.
He just was a big fan because, obviously.
Well, he loves his hardware. I mean, there's
Yeah. And Wozniak, of course, the expandability, the hacker mentality, that's everything that the founder of the company, Applied Engineering, embodied, right? I mean, he got his start
Oh,
back
yeah.
in the Apple II and went on to produce all kinds of products. And they had a very good run, but all good things must come to an end. There was so when you're married to the Apple IIs, when nobody's using Apple IIs, at least nobody's selling them new anymore. The Apple IIs had their time in history, and they were so married to it that they kind of followed that. They did try to make an attempt at the end, like John mentioned, the Commodore Amiga and Macintosh products for a little while. Late on in the company's history, I think in 1990 got into this.
Oh yeah,
so
I've
here's
seen
a
those
picture.
floppy drives around. Yeah.
Yeah, they made a 3.5-inch floppy, high density floppy drive. And then they had these Data Link and Quadralink products.
Oh, and the keyboard. I forgot they made a keyboard.
wow.
Did they make a keyboard?
I mean, either that or it was very poor IBM keyboard.
I think
placement.
I don't think that's their keyboard. I think that's a bad picture.
look at that though. There's no cable from the keyboard to the Mac, but they have the mouse there.
Early wireless prototype. Yeah, no, good eye, though that is a bad. Let's see. So the Quadralink, as also for the Mac 2 series, Quadralink is AE's answers to clogged serial ports.
I hate it when they get clogged and the data backs up and
you got to get
fills
the
up the
plunger
computer.
Those little mini 8-din plungers that you had to buy from Apple.
And they made, of course, more RAM products and some Mac portable products.
Nice.
Modem.
Yeah,
Cool.
you could upgrade your Mac portable up to 8 megs of RAM. So they got into that game, but it was very crowded at this time. Lots of people. And I know, let's be honest, the Macintosh market is not quite the same as the Apple II when it comes to expandability, right? In fact, there are no slots, and it's only ports or some serious hardware modifications that aren't for the faint of heart. So the market for, there wasn't a robust hardware expansion market, right, that Applied Engineering was used to. So they eventually went out of business in 1994. But their products live on.
They
to
do.
be at their warehouse the day they closed.
Oh,
right.
Goodness.
Speaking of the products living on, so Derek mentions that Reactive Micro is also doing a Transwarp GS reissue. So I am going to definitely have to look into that.
And I'm jealous that Brian says he has an AE Vulcan hard disk in his 2GS.
Oh, wow. Well, go learn about everything Applied Engineering made at ae.applearchives.com. And be on the lookout for that cool card that may be in an old Apple II, like Steve found. So
yeah,
they're out there. All right. Good job, everybody. Good show. Okay. All right. Energy. Let's see. What do we got next? So, news. I did have. Let me take a moment here.
You can mention the Reddit page if you would like.
Oh yes, please. I'm
going to post a link to that.
Yeah, Steve, you should mention our Reddit page.
I will. Say, John the Genius has created this Reddit page. You should all go join it.
Let's see here.
So yeah, we for those who don't like Facebook, you can now watch us not interact with our RetroMacCast page on Reddit.
There's something Steve reminded me of that I wanted to find here. Speaking of Reddit, I'm in the Vintage Apple Reddit, and somebody had posted some screenshots of, here it is. Aha, this is great. Let me put this up, and we'll talk about this too.
Did you see the Hackintosh where somebody replaced the trackpad with a small screen that is still a trackpad?
I know.
Oh my gosh.
No. All right. You guys ready?
Yes, just make sure you record when John plugs your Reddit as well.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's time for the news. Got a couple news stories here before we get the news from Steve and what's going on with his Mac 84 channel. First, yet again, there's more Myst.
Ooh.
Of course, Myst set the world on fire back in, 93, I think it was, with a CD-ROM based game that kind of was now the reason to get a CD-ROM. You don't need a CD-ROM for this new version. They've redone Myst with refreshed graphics and M1 Mac compatibility with a 50% performance boost as a result. So
can you really tell with Myst though? I mean, it's not like it was like a multiplayer shooter where every frame per second is crucial. But I'm still happy that there is Myst for the M1 Max.
From 68K to M1.
So you can get it. I think it's on Steam.
For the
Mac. It runs at 4K resolution. I might actually have to try playing Myst for the 11th time and actually commit myself to finishing it.
Yeah, I think they added like VR support and fun stuff like that. So it's really neat.
That was
VR
an
would
earlier
be interesting. Wow.
For Oculus Quest or whatever. Yeah. So you got that. And so this is the thing. When Steve noticed the wrong keyboard in that brochure, it got me thinking about this thing. Kind of giving it away, but one of the folks posted this on the Vintage Macintosh Reddit page here, and there's some pictures here from the original Macintosh manual. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit here, and an eagle-eyed viewer noticed that something amiss about the pictures when this manual was put together. Who can spot it? Who can spot what's going on there?
Oh, the floppy drive.
There you go.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, it's the Twiggy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It was
That's
there
cool.
the whole time.
That's cool. I love that stuff.
Man.
Yeah. So there are a number of photos in here. Of course, there's other weird things about like somebody staring at a computer at the front and the power switch is obviously off, or there's all kinds of weird things. Anytime you throw computers at an advertising team and you just say, just go take pictures of this thing. And yeah, so they had a Twiggy Mac back then they were using for these photo shoots and they never bothered to reshoot them.
The price of that manual just went skyrocketing on eBay now. Rare, look.
All right. So what's going on with the channel, Steve?
Sure. So
to report.
So although I do not have a fancy new Reddit like you guys do, so go to the RetroMacCast on Reddit because that is the new subreddit that all of us should be going on to. So do that. But I've been quite busy. I visited my friend Ken of the Computer Clan. I visited his lair. I made it past the guards somehow. And he had a prototype iMac G3 I took a look at. And he also had a Nextcube and an eMate. So we played around with a lot of stuff.
Nice.
He just released his Nextcube episode. It was my first experience playing with one. So that was fun. I think he cut out a solid hour of me looking at it like, slack-jawed. But that was a lot of fun. So he has a few videos coming out on his channel. So check out the Computer Clan for those funny bits that we interacted with. And then for my channel, I was inspired by a lot of things and I set up my backdrop here. So I just released a video that's vintage Apple basics. And it's sort of what I wanted to do from the channel from the start is just teach people, the basics of getting into Mac collecting and these old machines, because there's a lot of great information out there, but maybe I missed it, but I could not find like a how-to guide for getting started, like in today's generation of like, hey, here's an old Mac. Here's what you have to be aware of. Here's the basics. You need a keyboard, you need a mouse, you need this, you need that. And so it's going to be a series just based on things that people may not know getting into this hobby. And it's going to cover everything from what machines to buy to recapping to SCSI 2SD type solutions and stuff like that.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I'm fully relying on the comment section in my inbox to tell me, what questions people have and stuff like that, because, we all are ingrained in this stuff from birth, obviously, and these things are common sense to us. But there's a lot of people getting into this stuff now that have never looked at a Mac before, and I think it's very important to share, both the failures and the successes, because there's so many times I get a question that somebody asks me, and it's common knowledge to me, but they might be going down a rabbit hole for 3 days trying to figure something out, and the answer is it just doesn't work that way.
Sure.
So right. I'm very happy with the performance of that video of part 1 that's out on my channel now, and there's a lot of other cool stuff I'm working on. I'll give you guys a sneak peek. This is an Apple MPEG media system card, and the whole purpose of this was giving your 68K Mac the ability to decode VCD quality MPEG-1 video. And about a year or so later, Apple's PowerPC chip could just do it in software via QuickTime. So this is an interesting little time capsule. There's exclusive CDs on here that only had MPEG-1 versions of like Return to Zork and stuff like that I have archived, and it'll be on Macintosh Garden. But that's a little fun thing that I've been toying with for a while. I finally got it working. My goodness. So that's something exciting to look forward to.
And the clone series, where does that stand?
Yeah, so I have the second script of that basically written already, and I'm going to be stealing some clips from my friend Action Retro on YouTube. He has souped up his power computing clone in a few recent videos that he did, and he has some great photos of the machine. So part 2 basically takes place talking about how essentially Apple's leadership at the time was just looking for Spindler was just looking for somebody to buy them out. He was talking to Sun and IBM and all these crazy deals that like almost happened, like he was going to shake somebody's hand and he just didn't go on the plane or whatever, and the deal fell through. But so many of these near misses. So the second part is more of like what's going on behind the scenes, and then it ends just before these clones are about to explode onto the marketplace. But it's exciting to read this stuff and then research these things, and then people contact me. Oh, I worked at so and so, and I had this conversation with so and so. It's like, oh, this is cool, firsthand account. So I'm very excited to put that together.
Absolutely, that's great.
I hope it'll be released sometime in. Next month they're going to be a little bit busy, but hopefully by September or this fall sometime, when it's cold out and I'm not doing anything, I'll just stick to editing and we'll get that out, and I'll let you guys know.
Terrific. Can't wait. All right.
Thank you. Yeah, that's been a lot of fun to work on.
Go check out Steve and Mac84 on YouTube. And thanks for the update.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me, of course.
Speaking of editing, we recently heard from David Grealish.
Oh, we're not recording the audio.
Anyway. Okay. All right.
But anyway,
so
we did.
Yeah. So he is still working on his Lisa documentary. So he sent James and I a link to kind of a pre-release versions that I haven't watched yet, but
yeah, I got the Kickstarter email as well, but I think if I recall correctly, it was only going to be up for a few days, so I might have missed out too.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's record the outro. Well, let me share this. Well, remember earlier before the show, I was digging around in my box.
Oh yeah, what was the mystery find that you were teasing Stephen?
Yes. Let's see if either of you know, or anybody in the chat knows what might be in this box.
Oh, I know, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Everybody keep your answers to yourself. Think about what could be in this box.
I think Claris gives it away.
Claris, it says apple.com on the back. John, any guesses?
None.
Okay. Steve, what's in it?
My guess is a watch.
All right. But what watch?
Well, that's the thing. There's a bunch of different designs on there. I think the Claris one was in a watch. That's what I was thinking.
Backwards one?
No, it's not the backwards one. And so, yeah, obviously the design on the front is a good hint of what's on the watch. So let's open this box up. Live unboxing here. Dun, dun, dun,
oh, look at that.
All right, let's see if I can get that on the camera here.
So when is your museum opening, James? And when can I visit?
So this watch is kind of hard to get it focused on here. It's even got the little protective vinyl plastic on it, but it's the Icon watch.
That's cool.
And so it's got, I believe, if this were the battery were put in, this would switched on that the icons. And it's the same icons that are in front of the box. They're on a clear overlay, and they rotate around with the second hand. I mean, the second hand. The icons rotate around. Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. Yeah.
And though this is, this one I bought new, and I've had it for, I don't know, over 20 years now. But,
I love the box.
Yeah.
That's just
the box is in perfect shape too.
Well, I mean, I just bought it and set it here in this box, and there it was. Anyway, so cool find. I'd forgotten I had that. Over 20 years, right? Wow, 20, probably 3 or 4 years. Okay, let's record the outro. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. We come to the end of another episode of the RetroMacCast. Thanks to Steve, aka Mac84, for sitting in with us, and future thanks, I think, for joining us next week. You're going to fill in for John, right? Is that?
Well, I think I'm only contractually obligated to every episode that ends in 84, but I can make an exception.
John will be off
gallivanting on the streets of Atlanta at DragonCon.
He's got many hobbies. Apple stuff is just one, so he's got to check in with the other hobby.
You'll have to send us some photos, John.
Yeah, absolutely. The cosplay at DragonCon is amazing, just amazing.
Is Joel and his merry band, are they going to be there?
Not this year, alas. Oh. No. Just this is
okay.
This year we're going very low key on costuming. We've done some pretty elaborate.
That's a good costume.
Yeah, I'm a variant. I'm one of the very bizarre variants of Loki.
Yeah. You're very low key.
Yes. No, it's going to be first of all, it's mandatory masks for everyone, whether you've been vaccinated or not. We don't want any really hot cosplay or anything like that. So this is pretty easy to pack.
I think a low key would be a good costume, actually, because you could
just a guy in a business
very
suit.
Minimal.
You're just
hi.
Yeah. Nobody knows who I am. This is terrible.
Narcissistic.
Every now and then you just catch him looking at himself in a reflection. Hey, yeah, all right. Yeah.
I think you just invented a costume. That's great.
All right. John gets the credit. Okay, well, we'll be back next week, and until then, remember, it's not old.
It's retro. Steve, you got to do that lower than me next year. It's retro.
I tried once before, and James told me I was horrible. So,
well, we got a lot of feedback
from the microphone. It just couldn't handle it.
All right, guys. Well, that was fun.
That was great. Thank you
everybody
so much.
In the chat.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people today.
We do. I think.
Make sure you sign up to the Reddit page too.
Oh yeah, you announced it for us. Actually,
yes,
that had not been.
I wanted to make sure you didn't forget.
Oh, thank you. Oops. Let's try it. This way or this way. Let's try.
Oh, there you go.
So is the idea that you're going to be posting just?
We'll put the show notes and stuff on here. It'd be basically what we should also be posting on Facebook that I never do. But yeah, that way also people. I mean, because there is a lot of already really great vintage Mac stuff on Reddit as well as Facebook. But yeah, that way we can just. What's nice is it's again you can actually search it versus Facebook trying to find an old post on Facebook. I've so many there's a really good Color Classic Facebook page, and I've gotten so many tips off of there, like from a couple of years ago, and then I was trying to re-find one of those. Yeah, forget it. Forget it.
Even if you have it saved, it's hard to even find that saved piece.
So yeah, if you're doing a hobby page, definitely do Reddit over Facebook.
Well, I'm gonna be the first one as an outsider to post. I'm gonna take the screen grab of us holding our Apple III monitors and post it on there.
I like it. I like it.
I think we have to do a play on that for the title of the show, either Three's a Crowd or Three of a Kind, with the slanted threes.
Oh yeah, perfect. 3 monitor threes.
Yeah, there you go. I love it.
All right, I'm gonna.
That's
end the
like
live
9
stream.
monitors.
Yes.
We're gonna end the live stream again. Thanks everybody. Hope you're
Bye,
staying safe
everyone.
out there.
Take care,
See
guys.
you next week.